presentation. Okay, so I welcome you all on behalf of your investigator for this particular course agenda demo, wherein I'll be discussing you what is certified cybercrime investigator course at your investigator and what are the outcomes of this course. As you all have showed your keen interest in learning about cyber crimes, I thereby appreciate you and thank you for showing your interest and having your learning journey with us, right? So as you can see on the screen, before I come to this point on the screen that is going on, I would first like to introduce myself. My name is Urvesh Thakkar, and I am a cybercrime investigator and a security researcher. I have been working in this area of cybersecurity almost since 4 years now. My prime areas are social engineering, open source intelligence, forensic analysis, etc. So I have been working with various organizations as well, such as the Hacktivist, Your Investigator, SIM Intelligence, and many other organizations in the cybersecurity domain. Right. So you all have gathered today to know about this particular cyber crime investigator course provided by the Hacktivist. What is there in this particular course? So before I actually go into a step-wise, or you could say a module-wise illustration for this particular cybercrime course, I would like to divide the course in a very few topics. So this entire course that you will be enrolling for, it is being divided into six small categories. If I want to just form it in short, if I just want to formulate it in short, these are the particular six categories in which the entire course will be divided. So as you can see, the very first option, or the very first you could say the topic that which is, you could say, the main topic of this course is financial frauds. Number two will be the CRPC 91 notice. So we will understand basically what is this CRPC 91 notice, what is the CRPC 91 writing as in the third module, investigation according to the CRPC, how investigations are carried out according to CRPC. Then the most interesting part of this entire course will be police plus private investigations. So how does police conduct investigation? How do the cops collect all those data? How, what are the methods through which police or the law enforcement agencies solve a crime? And what are the methods or the criterias that a private investigator follows while solving a crime? At the same time, what are the difference between the powers or the authorities or the methods when we compare police investigations and private investigations, and how do they work hand in hand together to solve up a crime in a proper place? Next, we are going to look at scenario based cyber crimes. Correct. Now, before I actually jump into the actual thing or the actual agenda for this entire course, one thing that I would like to know from you people, as you all are interested for this course, and I know I shouldn't ask you questions because I am here the instructor, right? I should be able to teach you, but as of now, it's a humble request just to make the session interactive. I'm asking one simple question, anyone can answer freely. Correct. So the question is, can anyone spot out the difference between cybercrime investigation and cyber forensics? You see, all of us today have a mindset that cybercrime, cyber forensics are the same. They are not the same. They go hand in hand, but they are not the same. So, could anyone just give a bit of light on it? What actually do I mean by cyber crime investigation, and what do I mean by cyber forensics? Anyone? Any idea? Okay,
Cybercrime investigation uses the cyber forensic.
exactly. This is one of the great points that you have mentioned out. Appreciate, right? Now, basically, these are two different domains. Here, when I'm talking about certified cybercrime investigation course, do not make your mindset confused in between cyber forensics and cyber crime. Okay, so cyber forensics is a field of forensic science which involves collection, or you could say recovery and investigation of forensic evidence from digital devices. When it comes to cyber crimes, it is a process of analyzing, evaluating, collecting, and investigating evidence from the forensic sources. So there are two different vivid meanings for cyber forensics and cyber crime investigation. Our course is focusing towards cyber crime investigation. Although we are going to come up with a lot of forensic courses also, but the main agenda for this particular course will be cyber crime investigation. So don't get confused. Hence, after if someone says you what is cyber forensics and cyber crime, you know what is the different, that thin line that makes a different, the entirely different vivid definitions for both of these terms. Correct? Coming to the actual agenda for the course, right? So the course starts with introduction. No course will directly jump on with any practical, right? So we will actually first try to make you well versed with cyber crimes. We will introduce you to the world of cyber crime investigation, and not even cyber. You see, the very first module is crime investigation, correct? So different types of crime scenarios, not even cyber, but different types of crime scenarios we will cover. Different crime investigation techniques, crime investigation information management. Next module contains of crime scene investigation and searching evidences. So it's not about that in this cyber investigation you only need to focus on cyber part, and you will be given up with a laptop and only all the things we'll do practically in the laptop, or there are only geek tools, online tools, and all those things that we will be using. Not at all. Well, while learning about cyber crime, it is more vivid topic than cyber forensics. So we have to study and analyze the patterns of different crime scenarios as well. At the same time, we are going to see scenario based examples where a normal crime also, how it can be solved using cyber, using technological solutions. Today you see most of the crimes, almost 98 or 99, or you could say almost all the crimes that are occurring today, somewhere or the other, there is a correlation between that crime and some technological device used. Some or the other evidence, or maximum of, or the major part of the evidence is collected from cyber, is collected from this computer domain, right? So we are going to study scenario based examples and cases where how this normal crime also are linked with cyber crimes, right? How do they contribute to cyber crimes? Then we are going to look at evidence collection and preservation. What are the evidence collection and preservation frameworks, techniques, software, and tools, and what are the common mistakes that we need to avoid? Another important thing, the next module, as you can see, if you can see that today many people talk about cyber security, correct? It's a techno field, it's a technological field, correct? But one thing that you need to make clear is cyber crime is a techno legal field. It is not technological field, or it's not a techno field, it's techno legal. What do you mean by techno legal? Without involvement of legalities, without involvement of legal terms, it's not possible to work or to actually provide a good efficiency in the field of cyber crimes. So our course will also focus on different types of cyber crimes and the laws, property, legal system of information technology, ethical hacking, cyber laws, etc., etc. Then, as I already said, the most important and the most interesting part of this entire course, investigation techniques, police and law enforcement agencies. How do law enforcement agencies and cops deal with crime investigation? What are the limitations? What is the role of a private investigator? What is the role of a police investigator? What are the limitations, both on both the ends, pros and cons at the both the ends? Then in police investigation we are going to learn about CRPC 91 notice, and how to understand CRPC 91 notice, Basically, we are not liable for writing that, but we are going to see that if you are a private investigator, many a times you need to, work hand in hand with the law enforcement agencies. So how does this CRPC 91 notice is so important when it comes to law enforcement agencies while solving cyber crimes? Then crime analyst, private investigator, or detective. All these three terms, crime analyst, private investigator, and detectives, they are not one. They are not similar. They are similar, but they are not one. They are not the same. They have complete distinct meanings. So we are going to see what are the role of crime analyst, what is the role of private investigator, what is the role of detective, what are the duties, what are the limitations, and how we can, work hand in hand with the law enforcement and the regulations and rules, regulations together to efficiently solve a particular cyber crime. Then we are going to study about crime incident and crime investigation information management. This crime incident and information management, this entire module will actually make you understand how to create a step by step plan for a priority, from creating, log sources, or you could say analyzing the log sources, documentation, crime scene documentation, how to see that crime scene data management in the form of a crime analyst or a private investigator, and how to see those crime scene data management techniques according to law enforcement agencies. Next comes again the most interesting part of our course is intelligence, data analysis, and gathering. It includes multi-level evidences, data analysis on government unique IDs, on email and mobile numbers, from mobile devices, from suspected systems. Then comes access unlisted call and IP records of suspected. It includes CDR of suspected, access IP address records of suspected, and geolocation records of the suspected. You see, this entire course doesn't only focus on technical or practical aspects, but when you're actually studying a techno legal field such as cyber crime, it is very important to understand the base root of it, which is theory concepts, the procedural concepts, the logical concepts that we are applying over here, all that are being covered in this particular course. Then surveillance techniques, social media crime investigation. It's not all about, we just have included theoretical part and, logical reasoning part over here. Not at all. We do have practicals as well, because without practical, no course is useful. So as you can see, for the practical aspects, most of the things that you see, they do have practical aspects as well as theoretical aspects. At the same time, for core practical concepts, we do have social media crime investigation, how to do crime investigation on the social media platforms. We have two parts for it. As per the divided modules, we have two parts for it. And every time when we are going to discuss something, we are going to discuss it in the terms of law enforcement agencies. At the same time, we're also going to discuss it in the terms of private investigator also. So you can see social media crime investigation, step by step investigation process according to police, according to private investigator. All these things are covered. Again, and another interesting concept, privacy issues and private content investigation. You can see copyright notice, any explicit content notice, hate speech or bullying notice, harassment things, all these things, how to investigate is being covered in this particular thing. Today's society is facing a lot of harassment and, NSFW crime related crimes. So we also have a specific section for adult content removal in the form of private investigation. As a private investigator, how can we deal with adult content removal part? We also have ATM, debit, credit card, and cloning fraud investigation, wherein we will actually
Ulvesh,
see.
just a second.
Yes.
Are you going through the modules or not? Because we are
Yes, I'm
only
going
able to
through.
see like
Okay.
the. Okay,
Okay.
so change your
Please.
screen or something like that.
Now,
Okay,
are you
okay,
able to see the
okay.
modules?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I was unaware of this. I mean, I don't know why I shared the screen. Anyways, so I was going through all the modules one by one. If you have heard it, properly, I was just saying about introduction to cybercrime, crime scene investigation techniques, evidence collection, cyber crimes and cyber laws, investigation techniques as per police and law enforcement agencies. Inside which also we are going to see about CRPC 91 notice that is used by law enforcement agencies, crime analyst, private investigator, and detectives. pros and cons, roles, duties, and limitations of all these three. Crime scene and crime investigation information management for documentation, data management, policies and report writing, intelligent data analysis and gathering. As per the government, unique IDs, emails, mobile numbers, mobile devices, suspected systems, access unlisted call records, the CDR of suspected, IP address, geolocations of suspected. Ultimate point which I was, trying to explain is this course has a lot of logical reasoning concepts, base theoretical concepts. Many of these things when it comes to from the point of law agencies, or you could say law enforcement agencies, many of these concepts are such which we are not which we cannot apply in a day-to-day life, or in a regular practice as a crime investigator, private investigator. But still we are discussing it so that we should know that how law enforcement agencies are tackling with all these things, how to work in hand. At the same time, I'm not saying that we do not have any practicals. We do have a lot of practicals as well in this particular course, which deals with social media investigation, part 1 and part 2, as per police, as per private investigation, privacy issues as a private investigator, privacy issues and private content investigation is there, which includes all these submodules about removing private information, removing harassment and bullying content, hate speech and hatred, NSFW content. You can see in the adult content removal as a private investigation, laws, as I already said, that crime investigation is a techno legal field. Whatever you are doing, you have to commit yourselves according to the laws, right? We cannot just go beyond the boundaries as per our thinking and agenda. We cannot do that. So laws is also being covered. We have adult content remover as a private investigation, how we can deal with it. As a law enforcement agencies, how do they deal with it? What you should know. ATM, credit card, debit card cloning fraud investigation, in which we are going to see about concepts for investigation of a credit card reader device, credit card writer device. Although we are not telling you that how to clone a SIM card or how to clone a ATM debit card or something, right? But we are studying all these case studies and scenarios. Why? You see, crime investigation is all about case studies and scenarios. The more you understand about case studies and scenarios, the better you are efficient in this particular, thinking like a crime investigator. Banking and digital wallet fraudulent case. Here, how the CRPC notices comes in place when it comes to police. How do they deal with it? Investigation step by step. SIM card cloning case, identity theft investigation, online fraud investigation, pornography adult site investigation. And the last module will be how you can start your own freelance career as a private investigator. You're learning all this particular course, you're investing your time, right? By providing us the opportunity to train you in this amazing field of crime investigation. So it is our, we could say, a plus point, or you could say a mandatory point, that we actually should be liable for guiding you that how you can start your personal career as a private investigator, and how you can deal with technical, non-technical, and also we will guide you how you can work hand in hand with police or the law enforcement agencies as a private investigator while solving a cybercrime case. Correct? So we have a lot of theory, we have a lot of practical, we have a lot of case studies in this entire course. So at any point of time, unlike any other particular course or any other particular information that you're getting out there, it's not something that even if you are covering theory, it will be boring, or it will be something which is quite straightforward and technical. It won't be such. We will try to explain theory. Maximum of the theory is on the basis of case studies. It's just like we are analyzing a particular case, that okay, if this is a case, how the police have been solving this case as per the CRPC 91 notice. If you are a private investigator, how you can help the cops by actually saying them that these are the points that you should take inside the CRPC 91 notice, right? As a private investigator, what are your powers? What are the things you can do? What are the things you can investigate out? All that things are particularly covered in this particular crime investigation course. As you can see, the topic, it's very less related to cyber forensics, correct? So many people do actually term it with cyber forensics, which is not the case. Whether it's cyber forensics, the one thing that important that you should know is cyber crime investigation or crime investigation is the actual base concept. Forensic investigation or cyber forensics is a part of cyber crime investigation, right? So this is how this entire course is formulated. Now, why do we conduct all these kind of trainings, or you could say what is the benefits that you will get while enrolling this particular training with your investigator? As you can see, why your investigator, right? So the very first point is your investigator is not just a single company, it also has associated companies, two sister companies, the Hacktivist and SIM Intelligence. The Hacktivist also is being working since so many years for training corporates in the field of cybersecurity, right? When it comes to your investigator, we have certified and experienced instructors. You can go and even check my LinkedIn profile. Absolutely, you can connect with me on LinkedIn. If you live nearby, we can have a cup of coffee together, right? Then, not only that, at your investigator we provide post training support. It's not something that after this particular training, who is Urvesh and who is your investigator company. After training also, if you're stuck somewhere, we are there for you. We are just a message away. Tailor mode training. What do you mean by tailor mode training? Simply means whatever that we will be doing, it will be according to a real examination scenario. So once you enroll into the training, it's not something that we'll just take live sessions and we'll teach you and we'll go and done. We will actually take you onto a platform known as Edmodo platform, wherein you all will be added over there. Inside that platform, you'll get access to all the training material, resources, links, whatever we are sharing, MCQ quiz test, general test, and at the end of the course we will have a proper MCQ examination kind of a test or an assessment, which will actually help you to gain maximum output from the training. That we are going to provide you a proper management system for instructors and students to provide a better learning capabilities, right? So you'll be getting assignments, you'll be getting quizzes, you'll be getting course content, materials, a lot of things you'll be getting. Flexible schedule. Whatever batches that we will make, it will be as per your interest and your time convenience. It is not something that we will actually pressurize you that this is the only batch or something. As per the majority, and as per the majority, which is the time that is being decided as per you all people, the batches will be created. Also, in case if you are unable to come for a particular session, in case you are not able to attend the particular session, we will provide you access to that particular recorded session, so you won't miss out of anything. Whatever we are giving will be with you only, right? So whatever you're investing in your investigator, whatever you're investing for us, you will get lot of things out of it. It's not something that it is not worth it. We will make sure that you enjoy the particular course and you find this particular course worth it. Again, I'm repeating, the name for this particular training is Certified Cybercrime Investigator Training, right? I believe that all of you have this particular PDF module with you. In case if you don't have this particular PDF module, let me know. I'll share you this module as well. You can use this module for your reference after this particular demo. At the same time, you can use this module to share it with others as a brochure, correct? Talking about certification, we will be providing you a certificate from our company, Your Investigator, right? So this is how this entire training is piled up. And concluding by saying this, that many people do ask us about forensic also, right? So we are going to come up with a lot of forensic courses as well, apart from crime investigation. So we will have Windows forensics, Android forensics, Linux forensics, and all CDR analysis. All these kind of courses are coming, and as soon as they will also release, we will notify you for the same. So this was all about this particular agenda, discussion agenda. What are the things that I am going to cover? Who am I? What is this company, your investigator? Correct? What are you people going to learn? What are the advantages? What are the outcomes that you are going to get after this particular course? Right? The course fees for India, it's 10,000 INR. Outside India, it's 150 US dollars. This is a particular fee structure, right? So I'll conclude myself and I'll conclude this entire demo as well by saying that I hope that you enjoyed this particular demo. I'm very well sure that you loved the way the course is structured, the course is organized, and you also like the content that we have included in this particular course, the modules that we have included in this course. So you get a complete idea of all the things. Again, I'm saying the theoretical part or the logistic part or logical reasoning part that we will be covering is also there. We will focus on case studies also. We will cover practical aspects also. So everything is being covered in this particular crime investigation course. So from my end, I'll conclude this particular demo. Thanks for bearing with me for so much long time. And I hope and I wish to see you in this particular course. And I'm open for questions now. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.
What time are you planning to start this course? I mean, is it evenings? Is it afternoons? Or is it Saturday or Sunday?
Yes, coming to this question, coming to the answer for this question, sir. So we have both the modes available depending upon the interest and the you could say the convenience of you all. We have weekdays as well as weekend batches. It's not something that we are limiting ourselves just for weekdays or weekends. If majority of the people are falling in the category of weekend, we will start with the weekend batch. If majority of the people are falling in the category of weekdays, we'll start a weekdays batch. We can start both also depending upon the interest and the availability. At the same time, the timings, it won't be in working hours. We do believe that maximum few people are also working, right? So we won't disturb
Mm-hmm.
your particular schedule. So the timings that we actually do generally arrange in any of our courses is either early in the morning or late in the evening. When it come early in the morning, 8 a.m. IST, 9 a.m. IST, right? Or late in the evening, 9 p.m. IST, 9:30 p.m. IST. Either early in the morning or late in the evening, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, if it's weekdays, it's 1 hour each. Monday to Friday, 1 hour. If it's weekend, it's Saturday and Sunday, 2 hours. Now I'm saying an approximate, it could be even more depending upon what is the pace and what are the batches that have been allocated, right? But I'm saying you a general 1 hour for weekdays, 2 hours for weekends. If you miss out any session, we are there. Either we can take the live session again for you, we will reschedule the session, or we'll also we'll give you access to the recording of that particular session that you have missed. Again the different things are also there, the notes, the quiz, assignments, test, everything is there, so that you get a feel of a real examination, right?
Okay. And I'm a little bit worried about the materials because I'm quite new to cybercrime investigation, but I have quite ambitious goals on this.
Mhm.
So, will you provide some materials like, to get into the mindset of cybercrime investigator, something like,
Definitely,
I
sir.
don't know, books to read and other stuff? Because this is
Definitely, sir.
what important to me.
Exactly, sir. We also do understand this, sir. This particular field is quite vivid. Okay, and
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
not even for you, sir. When we are there in this particular field since 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years down the line, it is impossible for us also to keep track of all the things that are coming and the technology that is being updated, right?
yeah.
So it's not something that we'll just have sessions or something. As I said, we will once you enroll into the training, we will actually move you into the platform known as Edmodo, similar to Google Classroom, right? And wherein you will get
Okay.
all the PDF documentations module wise. It's not something that will give you entire a presentation or everything in a one document mix up and you have to search for it. Nothing like that. We are going to give you module wise documentation, module wise folders. Inside those folders there will be module wise documentations. So you'll be getting learning, you could say that reading materials from your investigator module wise.
Okay.
Apart from that,
And
we will also share you additional references. If you want videos, we'll share you videos, additional references, different kind of links to study. All these things have been provided, but our notes also are very strong and sufficient, to provide everything. So you will get notes. There is no doubt on it. Also, one important question that I would like to clear is, many people do ask us after the training, what about the notes? Even after the training is completed, your access to the notes won't be removed. You will have the access to the notes lifetime.
okay, this was my next question basically. Will you get the just access for 1
Right.
month, or is it lifetime, or?
Lifetime access, sir. Lifetime access for the notes, lifetime access for our
Mhm.
support also. It's not something after the training you will forget your trainer, that Urvesh was my trainer. Nothing like that. Even after your course, after your batch also, if there are 10 batches, I'll still remember you, that someone from the first batch is trying to contact me and ask me a doubt.
Okay, get it. The only concern is, about the India and Europe, because I'm from Europe, and if you have like 8 IST, so it's I think it's about 4 in Europe,
Okay.
something like that.
4 p.m. or 4 a.m., sir?
4 p.m.
Okay. What about, sir, early in the morning sessions?
Then it's early in the morning, like 4 a.m.
Oh, okay. No worries, sir. That can be adjusted. That can be easily be adjusted. Um, you could just write down on my WhatsApp number. You all have my WhatsApp number. Dennis, sir, you
Yep.
could just provide me the timings that which you will be comfortable, right?
Okay.
3 or 4
Okay.
timings. I'll convert it as per IST. Okay, and based
Mhm.
on the batches and the interest and how many people are fitting in that. Basically, talking about the batches, we generally try to accommodate 10 to 15 people in one batch or even less,
Okay.
right? So just because of the
Sounds good.
case, so that everyone could get a one-on-one attention properly, right? Because we don't accommodate 30-40 people in just one batch, right?
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
depending upon the people, if there are 4 or more, then we'll create up a batch. Minimum criteria is 4 or more, maximum criteria is 10 to 12, depending upon the interest.
Okay. Understood.
Yes, sir.
Thanks.
So you could just let me know the timings, and I'll convert into IST, and I'll inform you accordingly. The training, when will the training start basically? So the training will somewhere start in February mid. So we are
Mhm.
currently in the first week of Feb is ending. We will be entering in second week of Feb. You can expect the training to start either till third, or max to max till fourth week of Feb.
Say again. 23rd.
Pardon, sir?
So did you say 23rd to 3?
So third week is 15 to 20th Feb. Okay. And the fourth week will be
Ah.
22nd to 28th Feb.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we will
Got
actually
it.
start our training in between, you could say 20 to 22nd,
Mhm.
somewhere between that. During, you can say, Feb end, right? So that will be the duration, or that will be the time when we will start the training. Anyways, whatever the situation is, I will be notifying you all of the people, right, whosoever are there in my contact, right, in WhatsApp.
Mhm.
I'll be notifying you, all of you, on the batches that we are starting. I'm just giving you a rough agenda, that it's not something that we'll start in just next week, or we'll rush in hurry or something. We'll start it.
Yep.
We'll just wait. We'll see if more people can join. We will try to make a one batch. So for example, Dennis, sir, you are there. You are facing the
Mhm.
issue of the timing. So we still have a lot of time. We still have 2 weeks or more before we start the
Yep.
batch,
Yep.
so that we have more and more people, and we can add more and more people as per your time zone, and we can start a batch for your time zone
Mhm.
likewise.
Yeah.
So I will be informing all of you for the batches also. In fact, it will be very grateful if you people actually are interested to enroll, which I believe you all are. Could let me know your specific timings, whether you prefer weekdays or weekends, and whether you prefer early in the morning or late in the evening, and accordingly I'll start a batch.
If we're talking about the weekdays, how long is the course? For is it like 1 month long, or?
Yes, the duration of the course actually, as of now, depends upon the pace also and on what speed we are going. But in order to give you an approximate idea, it goes up till,
Yeah.
40, 45 days, 1 month, or 1.5 month approx.
Okay, cool. Understood. Thanks.
Because as you see, we have a lot of things to cover, right? So 1 month also, if I say, could be less. You could expect more, 40, 45 days or such.
No, that's absolutely fine. I just want to understand, how big the lens in planned, basically. If it's
Uh,
like even 2 months, it's absolutely fine for me as well.
Regarding, so you're asking about how to get started as a freelance in this particular field.
Yeah, I was interested in this as well.
Yeah, definitely,
You're
sir.
just reading my mind.
Yeah, no worries, sir. We have a separate dedicated module. In the last module, we'll actually make you go through all the things that you need to understand to start your freelance private investigation career.
Cool.
Yes. It is a part of course itself. So I think someone are okay. So there is no questions in the chat box as well. Anyone? Any more questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to know what is the prerequisite for this course? What are the technical qualifications required?
So to be very honest, basic computer knowledge, basic understanding of, you could say, cyber security. Even if it's not there, it's completely all right. But basic computing knowledge must be required. Otherwise, there is no technical such requirement that you should have this kind of certification or you should have knowledge in this specific field. Not at all, sir.
Which is from which body can I do an examination?
If you're asking about certification, sir, so as of now, whatever certificate that we are providing is by our company itself, your investigator, right?
No,
But if you're asking
after
for your
completion
own,
of this course.
yeah, after
Yeah.
completion of the course, sir, you can actually seek out certifications from EC Council, such as CHFI,
Okay.
right? Computer Hacking Forensic Investigator. Because I'm not saying actually it is the same, because this course is not something that it is actually preparing you for a certification. As you see, we have a lot
Okay.
of courses coming up for forensics also. We have dedicated courses coming probably in the next month end, in the March end or in the mid of March. We have a lot of courses coming in on Windows forensics, Linux forensics, mobile forensics, Android and iOS forensics. Right? But if you're asking about certifications, then you can go for CHFI by
Okay.
EC Council.
Okay. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
By the way, is it really good certification, CHFI?
Exactly, sir. It's good certification. At the same time, EC Council is a global brand, right?
Yeah, but if we're talking about CEH, which is Certified Ethical Hacking, it's not very good.
Sir, it's just an entry level certification, you can say, for the people who have just started in this particular field.
Okay.
And the sad reality, I don't know, sir, about UK, right? I don't know about UK, sir, but the sad reality in India is, even though a person has a lot of qualifications and a lot of repeated certifications such as OSCP or something, I don't know why, but still, in India, as of, people are, or even the recruiters, HRs are running behind CH, qualified people. In India, to be very honest,
That's
sir,
right.
I cleared my CH in my 10th standard, in my 10th grade. Yeah.
Wow.
Today, I am seeing, people in, students in the grade 8 are preparing for CH. It's not a big deal today for
Well,
CH. But still, it's a brand name, due to EC Council and the popularity, it's so renowned.
Well, when I was doing my CH, basically it was very popular, and that time I was really like proud of this. But now it goes by, and CH in application security or offensive security, it's literally nothing.
Right. CH, sir, it will actually help you to get a job, but it won't help you to actually work in a better corporate environment.
Yeah,
To be very
yeah,
honest,
that's correct.
in India, in CH, people just do CH just for job. That's all.
Okay.
They
So
just
it's
get
like
an
just
entry level cybersecurity job. They do CEH.
okay. Got it. Got it.
I mean, I'm not defaming
CA.
anyone. I'm not defaming anything. I love CH. I love EC Council as well. I'm not defaming anything, but I'm just good say I'm just clearing out the myth that is out there. That CH is the best out there. It's not that.
Yeah, it's definitely worth to compare. If you're talking about the offensive security, then CH not
Exactly,
much.
sir.
But if you're
Offensive
talking
security is there.
about the
VLAN security is
yeah,
there. Right. You cannot compare those things
yeah,
with CH. Yeah, but at coming to CHFI, it's a good course. It's a really good course. It is worth investing.
okay. I'll make a note on this. Thanks.
Yes. So I conclude this particular demo if there are no more questions.
Yeah,
And I
thank you
expect
very much.
everyone, thank you so much. And I expect everyone, to see in the upcoming batch of Forensic Investigator. Yes, you can be in touch with me on WhatsApp. I'll be in touch with you on WhatsApp. I won't, after the demo, I won't, escape, or I won't get invisible. I'll, I will keep disturbing you all on the upcoming batches. Even if you don't join in this batch, for the next batch also, I'll keep you updated. Right. So now you could say I'll be in touch with you regularly. If you need something from my end, I'm just a message away. Thanks everybody for joining this particular demo session. Have a good day ahead. See you.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.